Good afternoon. As Brad mentioned, my name is Mike Eggl. I'm with Basin Electric Power Cooperative. We're headquartered out of Bismarck, North Dakota. And I'd just like to say a few words, kind of batting cleanup for the day. I wanted to express my appreciation, particularly to Senator Conrad for attending in support of the initiative, but also the other senators and representatives within Basin's service territory, Senator Barrasso, Senator Hoeven, Senator Baucus, and also Representative Berg from North Dakota. Without their interest and effort, we wouldn't be able to carry forward this type of initiative. I'd also like to mention that I enjoyed being a part of this initiative because it is unique. The fact is it's not very often you see the environmental community, industry, broad spectrum, and labor sitting down to make these kind of decisions, especially in what has become a very contentious political situation in our country from a bipartisan standpoint. So it's nice to be able to get in a room and work through this process and actually come to conclusion, and that's been interesting. Now, Basin Electric, as has been mentioned by Senator Conrad, owns Dakota Gasification. And Dakota Gasification has been involved in carbon sequestration for the last 12 years. As we're talking about this issue, you've heard again and again, principally two things that we're trying to come up with agreements on, and that is domestic energy security and environmental responsiveness. And as we talk about those things, I think the answers are kind of twofold: how much and how long. And I wanted to address the how much. Now, Basin Electric has been doing this for about 12 years, sending CO2 up to Canada to the Weyburn oil fields. In that time, we've sequestered about a little over 20 million tons of CO2. Very significant. What does that mean? That is the equivalent of 5 million cars taken off the road for 1 year. So imagine if this was replicated. We capture 50% off of what is essentially a medium-sized industrial facility. Imagine if that were replicated across the country. Now, it's not a silver bullet for every facility, but it is an answer in many facilities in certain regions. Now, the how long. The how long is also an interesting thing because people want to understand what does enhanced oil recovery mean in terms of carbon sequestration. The project up at Weyburn has been studied for the last 10 years by the International Energy Administration. Now, they've spent $40 million examining where the CO2 goes, how long it stays down, and I wanted to get this specifically right because this has been done extensively. And so their statement in the report that they did on this field says that there's a 95% probability that 98.7% to 99.5% of the CO2 will remain sequestered in the geosphere for 5,000 years. Now, I'm not going to be around in 5,000 years to worry about it, but I'm getting relatively confident with that 99.5% probability that at least we've done something positive to address environmental responsiveness. At the same time, we're doing things that enhance our ability to bring oil up. The estimated, as Senator Conrad mentioned, life of the oil field went up from 25 to 30 years. It also has increased the production between 30 and 50% of that oil field. So when you can come together with a group like this and make recommendations to Congress that will have that kind of efficacy, I guess the question for us is not why do this, but why not do this? And we encourage Congress to move forward with these recommendations. Thank you.